So I assume probably 2 parts ginger beer?
Yes.
Some ice?
Yes, please. I love ice. That was the most annoying part about like being in Scotland and in Australia, that they never want to put ice in a drink. And I was like, what are y'all, especially Scotland, I'm like begging these people.
You want a straw?
Ooh, that'd be fun. Thank you, sir. Gentlemen. The Steve Harvey cup.
Oh, yeah.
I love this. I did Steve Harvey.
You think I don't know that? You think that Steve Harvey glass was an accident? You think I don't know that you're one of Steve Harvey's comedians to watch? You're out of your mind.
Blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
All right, let's do a little test. Test. How's this sound?
Ooh, it's really loud in here.
Is that good? I can lower it.
If you could lower it, that'd be great.
How's that?
Perfect. Yeah, I'm probably really quiet. Like, I think my voice just sounds tired because of doing all the shows.
How do you sound in your thing?
I think I sound good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Got a tumbler of whiskey. That ain't bad.
Yes. So let me, for those of you, I'm so new to this, to podcasting. I don't know, am I talking to you? Am I talking to the audience?
That's why I also don't understand podcasting, because I'm just like, who are we talking to? Are we talking to the audience? Are we talking to each other? Like, it goes back and forth, where sometimes you're talking to them and sometimes we're talking to each other.
First of all, I've called you Dulcé, and I think it's Dulcé.
It's Dulcé.
Is it really Dulcé?
It's Dulcé, yeah.
Dulcé. Mm-hmm. And that is from the Latin to breathe, correct?
It's Spanish for sweet.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I would have guessed vanilla because I've heard it referred to with vanilla ice cream.
Oh, because it's the dulce de leche flavor. It's caramel.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes,
But
that makes more sense.
It means sweet or candy in Spanish. Mm. And in Romanian.
So, Dulcé Sloan.
That's me.
You may know her from Variety's Top 10 Comedians to Watch. You may know her from Rolling Stone. Weren't you Rolling Stone or something like that?
I was on a Rolling Stone list, yes.
Yes, but I know you from Steve Harvey's up-and-coming comedians.
Yes, Steve Harvey's a very nice man.
Yes.
Very sweet. He loves my mom. He loves moms. So.
How does he know your mom?
Well, it was interesting because when I did Steve Harvey, my mom was actually in Chicago for like a tea or something with one of her friends. My mother's a very fancy black lady.
FBL.
And I was like, Mom, I'm going to be in town. She's like, oh, I have my tea. So she came to the recording. She came to the show taping, and I told them she was coming. But
your mom lives in Chicago?
My mom lives in Atlanta.
Right.
So she was flying up to Atlanta because her friend was having a tea. And so I told the show that she's going to be up there. And they're like, oh, Steve Harvey loves moms. So they like put her in hair and makeup and mic'd her. And she's like, why am I getting mic'd in hair and makeup? And I was like, I don't know. And they put her in the audience. And then Steve started asking her questions and stuff.
I thought the show filmed in Chicago.
It does film in Chicago. My mom was going up to Chicago for a tea, and then I booked the show.
Oh, your mom was just going to Chicago just for tea?
Just to tea.
They got tea in Chicago.
Yes. Well, you know, like a tea, like it's like an event.
Speaking of teas and events, it's making me think of drinks and where yours is at the moment. Is that on the carpet?
Don't put it on the carpet.
I have the tray for you. If you
Okay.
want to put that tray, if that's the easiest place, put the tray on the floor, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
I think being in a relationship with you would be very interesting.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. One, introducing you to my grandma.
Oh, but I want to meet your parents so bad. Your dad's my favorite human.
Have you not met my parents?
I haven't, but I love watching them on Instagram. Him with the cousin trying to smoke through a pool noodle is one
Cousin
of the
Ted.
funniest things I've seen in a long time.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Boca Raton, March 3rd.
Just do it. Take the toke. Jesus.
Almost over.
No, he keeps going.
Wait, you can't introduce me to your grandma?
Yeah, I was just making a joke, a generational joke that a Jewish woman in her 80s wouldn't want me to be dating a comedian.
Facts.
Which isn't true.
Jews hate comedy. We all know that.
I think my family would. I'm actually surprised to find out in the recent years how not important it is for me, to my family, for me to marry a Jewish woman. I always thought that that's something they at least preferred. And now I don't think it even matters to them.
Well, if somebody is trying to pull a Jew, that's one of the difficulties, is the family wanting them to marry a Jewish person. So that's why when I'm on J-Swipe, I do put willing to convert. But my mom's a Messianic Jew, but that doesn't count.
So you're on J-Date.
I'm on J Swipe.
J-Swipe. Is that like...
It's just Jewish Tinder, so it's free.
So it's for Jews that don't want to get married necessarily.
It's for Jews that don't want to pay for J-Date, apparently.
How much is J-Swipe?
It's free. It's like Tinder. It's literally the same algorithm. Like J-Swipe, Soul Swipe, and Tinder is all the same thing.
Soul Swipe.
That's Black Tinder.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw a bunch of white dudes on it.
So a white guys that are on Soul Swipe are looking for
Black women. Yes.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you are. It's just what you're looking for.
Right. But the thing is, like, a lot of times when you're on, like, a couple of the guys that I met on J-Swipe just wanted to hook up with a shiksa, I guess. But they had no intention of dating me.
Have you dated a Jew?
No. But I've hooked up with a bunch of them.
Same.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because, like, I have this whole bit about it. It's a whole bit about me trying to pull a Jewish dude.
I would love to hear some of it.
It's on wait a minute. It's on my half hour that's coming out. But basically,
When is your half hour out?
It comes out in the fall. I just recorded it a couple weeks ago.
I remember.
And in New Orleans, and it was fun. I was sick, but it was great. But two of my friends came from LA. One of my friends came from Atlanta. And then our makeup artist from Daily Show, she came to do my makeup. And then my friend Kat, who's a stylist who styled me for the Emmy, she came out too. So like I think I was the only comic who had like a team of people.
So you're now friends with your stylist and your makeup people. You got on the Daily Show in 2017?
Yeah, September 2017. And because I booked the show in July and then I started in September.
Okay. I want to know what the story is for that job, but before that, you weren't doing stuff before that, right? I mean, you were doing stand up, but you weren't working.
Oh no, I was doing stand up, but you mean before the Daily Show?
Before the Daily Show, were you working on anything other than stand up?
Oh, what's funny is that before I booked Daily Show, I was working on a pilot for MTV because they were bringing back Loveline. So I had that I was working on before I booked Daily Show. And then I had done like a pilot for Fox during pilot season.
What were you going to do on Loveline?
So like the original Loveline was like the doctor and the comic?
Yeah. I actually have done Loveline. I'm sure my fans out there, I've listened to a few of them.
You've done Loveline?
I did Loveline a few times, yeah.
Okay. Well,
But it's a radio show.
Right. Well, they were going to do it as a TV show. And it was going to be Amber Rose and Dr. Chris and me. But they were still messing with the format. And then, like a lot of times pilots just don't go. So I was working on that and then booked Daily Show and we were trying to figure out how to do both. And then Loveline ended up not going. So it didn't even become a conflict.
Because I've noticed in the past, maybe year at most, you have been flaunting a lot of first class flights on your Instagram.
Let me tell you something. First class flights don't cost as much as you think they do.
I know exactly. I've been first class before you, sweetheart. As a matter of fact, I actually can't do them anymore.
Listen, I'm sure you grew up flying first class.
No. I didn't fly first class until my first television show.
I don't think I flew first class until I started doing colleges. And I just happened to have a really cheap American first class flight.
They're not. They are exactly as expensive as you think. I mean, United
Sometimes.
extra legroom is $140.
United is a con job and they should be burned down. Just honestly, United is a problem. So no, because I just got like a cross country lay down seat on Delta for $630 from San Francisco.
The pod.
Yes, the whole pod,
They give you socks that you don't want to wear, but you put them on because they gave them to you.
Oh, those socks saved me because I didn't have clean socks when I came back home, and I was like, the Delta socks. So yeah, those socks are great.
What about the lotion, the eye mask? You use the whole kit?
I don't use the whole kit because I have my own eye mask, and
of course you do.
And that lotion isn't always great. It's like white people lotion, it's not black people lotion. Okay. So I can't always use a lotion. And plus, it always has like these funky ass smells. It's
right.
Like there's too many things in
right.
it. It's like I'm trying to live my life on this plane, not smell like an entire candle store.
Do me a favor, and I feel it's just a little disrespectful to stop saying trying, because it seems like you are actually quite well doing.
What do you mean?
You're not trying to live your life.
Oh,
You're living it.
I think I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm here. We out here.
Come on. You came in, you made yourself a blanket out of a sweatshirt. You are comfortable.
I have to be, comfy. Yeah. And then, I think some people get upset when you walk in somebody's house and take your shoes off. I am such a fan of that because I hate shoes. I've always hated shoes. I'm like, I grew up in the South, but I didn't grow up in the country. But there's just those little things where I'm like, I hate shoes.
Yeah, I clocked that. I didn't even have to ask you to take your shoes off. You said shoes off.
Well, because I saw your shoes by the door. And anytime I see somebody's shoes by the door, it's like, oh, take your shoes off in their house.
I believe that there are shoes off people and there are shoes on people, and there's no medium ground. And when a shoes on person comes in and I ask them to take off their shoes, it's a whole to do. And everyone's wearing boots now, and everyone's like, oh, these are so hard to take off, like they're skates. Take your shoes off. They're shoes.
They're shoes, dude. They're shoes. You're not it's not a onesie.
I got to tell you something. I don't drink. Okay, I'm not sober.
Yeah.
I don't really drink.
Yeah.
I asked if you wanted a cocktail or something. You suggested whiskey and a ginger. What did I?
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer.
Yeah. Sam J put me on this.
What's that?
Sam J put me on this.
Shout out to Sam J for the ginger beer.
Thank you so much, friend.
So I'm here and we're podcasting and I'm new to this and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll have a little bit. I've had a couple of sips. My mom does this and I never believe her. What? She goes, I am drunk. And it's like, you just had a couple sips, Ma. I'm telling you something. Mm-hmm. I feel it.
It gets you right.
Mm-hmm. I feel invincible. But I'm going to put it there because I want to be cool.
Okay.
Oh, I feel fucking sexy right now.
Don't feel sexy because I'm in heat. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, I have to tell you, I love watching your Insta stories because the way you look in your phone
Go ahead.
makes me think you're looking at me. And there's a lot of times where I'm like watching your Insta stories like, this fucker's looking at me. I can't do this.
I don't think I've told you this, so this is really weird, and you probably think I'm messing with you.
What?
20% of the Insta stories I do, I picture looking into your eyes when I'm doing them.
Stop it.
I do. Absolutely. Yeah.
Stop it. Stop. Listen, the fact that there's a video here and it's going to make me show, like, I don't blush often because you can't see it because, I'm melanated, but you're going to make me blush.
Wow. Freud says no one could make you blush unless you got a dick or something like that. I don't know. Man,
probably. Yeah, you feel nice.
Also, there's a very flirtatious energy with you, and I only know you with me. Yeah. So is that you flirting with me or are you flirtatious? I love your stand-up. You're an aggressive in the best way. You're alpha. Okay. Very much so. So you're a flirter. You flirt with guys, right?
I do flirt. I don't flirt. Listen, I love flirting with you because I love flirting with you.
Why? Hold on. Look over this. Why me?
Because you're so cute. Yeah.
What's cute about me?
Listen, you're cute. Okay, I have to tell you something. So when you came to New York and you were at Caroline's, I couldn't come to see you.
Why's that? Either could anybody else, apparently.
Because I was like, oh, I'm going to flirt with him and I'm going to be a mess.
You think that's not going to
be a mess?
I need someone to flirt with me before I go on.
I'd have immediately been 13 and didn't know how to talk to a boy.
Well, what's changed?
I don't know.
I do. First class.
Maybe because I'm exhausted. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore. But like legit, I was just like, I'm going to see this man and I'm not going to be able to function. So that's why I didn't come. But no, you're cute. You're cute. Stop playing with me, Rick Glassman.
Thank you. You know what I feel I am? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm cute enough to where if somebody likes something else about me, then they're like, I never really, he's kind of cute too. But it doesn't ever start with cute. No one will ever notice the looks and then try to ask something else.
What?
Thank you.
I don't understand what that meant.
What I'm saying is there are people that are just
stupid.
No, I'm saying that are just like hot people.
Yeah, I've never been one of those people.
Well, I got to say, you make me feel like a hot person.
Listen, I'm just here to support the children. I'm just here to be an ally. But no, like when you're playing the piano, which I think is so hot, because I grew up doing theater and performing. So like,
what kind of theater?
I did musical theater for a long time.
What plays did you do?
Oh man, the first musical I was in was Cinderella, and I played the fairy godmother.
How old?
I was 15.
No, how old was the godmother that you played?
I think she was like a young 30s.
Damn, you played young 30s at 15.
Well, my mom is so silly because like my mother was always very supportive of me performing. So when I told her this fairy godmother, she's like, "Oh, okay, we going in a wig store," and she got me a wig, and it's called a Dolly Parton wig, because it's all curl. I felt like I looked like Miss Piggy, which I thought was awesome too. But it was this curly blonde wig and like a straight bang. I still own this wig. It's still in my mama's house somewhere. But my mother would always get me, like I was doing, because I did chorus too, because I've been singing since I was like 10 and then doing musical theater. And so I was doing a show where we were doing music from Guys and Dolls. And my mother made me this blue sequence halter top dress. Because my mother made my homecoming dress. My mother had a clothing business where she made little girls' clothes, and I used to help
Well, I
her.
don't want to go past fairy godmother yet. What?
Right.
What, do you remember? Do you remember your?
I remember having to come out, and I had a little wand, and I just have to come out.
Was there a big song? Was there the song that you were showcasing?
Yes. This song. Oh my God! I just remembered it. I remember it was called Impossible.
Impossible. Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
What? How does it go? Impossible.
I think for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carrot, something like that.
Let's see. Let's find out.
I can't remember the song really. And then,
Because I'm going to need to hear you sing that immediately.
well, my voice is fucked, but I'll try.
Impossible lyrics.
I don't even remember. It's the melody. Because like you can hear that my voice is hoarse. You can't make me sing with Glassman. I was singing for you.
I can't make you sing, nor can I make you blush. Freud says you can't sing unless you have a penis.
Freud was a cokehead. Known fact. Freud was a drug addict.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you come up with penis envy and not be on drugs?
I can't really do repartee with you while I'm searching. I got to find this song.
You're a fool.
Impossible.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why I just remembered that. I remembered having to come out and change the clock. Yeah, that's it.
That's today's version.
Factory TV, changing the channel.
I mean, there's so much stuff before video. Just get to it, you know?
So ridiculous. And these blue shoes, like these blue little house slippers that match my dress. Yes.
For a plain yellow pumpkin
To become a golden carriage. Oh, fuck.
possible. For a plain country pumpkin and a prince to join
In
in
marriage.
marriage. And 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses.
Oh my God.
Such fol-de-rol and fiddly
And
of course.
2, 3.
I don't know the rest of the words. I only remember the plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage.
Make up the words.
I
Give me
don't know the
a
melody.
show. All right? You want a nice Jewish boy? He tells you to sing and dance. You sing and dance.
I'm not shucking jiving for you, sir.
I said sing and dance, not chuck and jive. There is a big difference between a sing and a dance and a chuck and a jive.
Facts. Oh man, there's so many shows that just jumped out of there.
Yeah. Hey, you're telling me. I am having a good old time.
Get loose. Now I have to remember that song. But like I did that, and then in college I did summer stock. So I worked at a theater in Quakertown, Pennsylvania, and in it was 13 weeks, and in 12 weeks we did 4 musicals. We did 4 musicals. We did 12 children's shows and a children's theater camp.
What was that like? Were you thinking I'm going to be an actress when I grow up?
Yeah, I told my mom when I was 6 I
wanna
was
do
gonna be an actor. Yeah.
Television or Broadway?
Oh, anything.
Anything.
Work. I didn't want to work in an office. I need to work.
You knew at 13 that I can't work in an office.
I knew at 6 I had to be an actor. Like I was like, I can't. I have to do.
Why?
This. I don't remember.
Do
Why?
you have any siblings?
I have a younger brother.
How much younger?
16 months.
So close.
Close, real close, almost Irish twins.
You guys are close.
No, me and
Irish
my brother.
twins are when they get pregnant right away. It's usually like 9 months to a year apart, right?
Yeah, like 10 months, like something
Right.
was super close. Me and my brother aren't. We used to be closer, and then as he's gotten older, he is very much into his friends.
So am I.
But
What does that mean?
that's the only way I can know how to put it. Like, let's just say, like, a couple years ago, I asked my brother, and I was like, hey, where do you work? And he's like, it's not about having a job, Dulcé. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Or I was like, where you live? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm just, like, around. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what this means.
Well, what do you think it means?
I don't know. But, like, he
Has he come out and where does he live now?
lives with my mom now.
So
But he lives with my mom
he's in
because of the
Georgia.
cats. Yes.
Has he ever come out to see you do stand up?
I don't know. I think he's seen me do stand-up once. But there was, like, a time where, like, when we'd have, like, holidays, like, he wouldn't come. Because like at one point he was living with his girlfriend for a couple years.
No specific incident, just a.
I mean, like one time for my mom's birthday, he was supposed to come and he didn't show up. We don't know what his deal is, but he's not always nice to my mom, and I'm not sure why. But like there was like a switch. Like as he just got older, we were kids. He was nice, and then as we got older, it just was like he started to just get like mean. And he drinks, so we think it's like the alcohol and stuff, because he drinks. Like the first time he had beer, he was 3, and he was hooked since then.
Damn.
My father was an alcoholic too. So we think it's that, but my mother is just like, this is my son. I have to make sure he's fine. There's a lot of times I'm like, fuck this dude. And she's like, it's my son. I can't do
So
that.
your relationship with your family, it's just you and your mom?
Yeah, because like my mom has 4 brothers. My mom's the baby. She has 4 older brothers. And we only talk to my one uncle. Because all my other uncles are not great people.
What's the uncle you talk to?
My Uncle Stevie.
Uncle Stevie.
Yeah.
Oh. Steve Harvey.
Stevie B.
Oh, it's not Steve Harvey.
No.
Oh, I really made a connection there.
My Uncle Stevie's a singer.
So you got singing in the family.
So he's been performing since like basically as long as I've been alive. It's part of the reason why my mom is supportive, I think. Because my mom, because I know a lot of people who's like they're performers and their parents weren't supportive of them wanting to be actors or wanting them to be singers.
All my friends who are performers have supportive parents. I know that's out there. I hear stories of it all the time. I don't know one person.
Well, it's funny because like I know a lot of like I knew girls in school because I went to a women's college. So like there were girls at school who were like they had to have like a
Where'd you go to school in Georgia?
I went to Brunel University. It's a private women's college in Gainesville, Georgia. And there were some girls whose parents were like, okay, you have to either double major or you can only minor in theater because they were like, this isn't a feasible career option.
And your mom thought it was because her brother is a good singer?
My mom thought it was because she could see that I was committed to it. But since I had been doing it since like, I started singing when I was like 10 and she saw that I was committed to it and I was always in shows and I was always making sure I was in shows and she was like, you're good. So I think if I was shitty at it, my mother would be like, okay, I think we need to have
I think
conversation.
My mom's so supportive and I feel that I could be the worst. Not knowing what I know now and seeing what my mom applauds me for doing, she's not loving my talent. She just loves me.
Oh no, if I wasn't good, Marianne Hill would tell me.
So your mom is just a fan of yours because you earned it.
Yes.
That's got to feel good.
I think so because like I know my mother well enough to know that if it wasn't good, she'd be like, okay, listen, girl, maybe you need to try.
Does she ever have to tell you that? Was there anything you weren't good at that you did?
I know I tried to do Color Guard and she shut that way down.
What's Color Garden?
Color Guard is where those girls be twirling them flags.
Flag girls.
Like the football game?
Yeah.
We call it Color Guard back home.
Guard.
So,
Guard.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Color Guard. And so I asked my mama to do it. And she was like, no. And then I wanted to play softball in high school. And she was like, she literally said to me, no, you're an actor, you're not playing softball. And I thought that was her being really supportive. And then as an adult, I found out, like I was at the house one day, my brother was doing the yard. And I was like, Mommy, how come you never want me to do Color Guard? She said, I was supposed to spend my gas money for you to twirl a damn flag. What kind of career opportunities was you going to have from twirling a flag?
True.
That's not a salary position.
True.
She was going to go from building and raising their flags up. No. And for 15 minutes, she just went on a rant about how she could not be expected to spend her gas for me to twirl a flag. It was hilarious. But she was just like, I wasn't finna do that. I was like, well, what about, I was like, I thought she was just trying to keep me away from the football team.
Why?
Oh, because in the 9th grade, I had D cups. I had huge titties in high school.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Ooh, damn.
I should have been way more popular than I was.
Could I just do something just close my eyes and do something real quick?
Sure.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, I wear G's now. I've always had boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Why do we love titties so much?
Because they give life.
A lot of things give life. Rain gives life.
Yeah. But people like dancing in the rain.
Yeah, but I don't jerk off in the rain. That's not true.
Yeah, you do.
That's not true.
Pop that window open, listen to those relaxing
sometimes I say,
sounds.
Alexa, play some rain sounds, and then I'll just start jerking off.
Listen, you'll jerk off to Baby Shark, though. We've all seen that.
Oh, yeah, that's contextualized into a bigger Insta story.
Facts. I love all your Insta stories.
Thank you so much. I'm looking at you for 20% of them. You know, here's something I noticed that may I call you a big-breasted woman?
Yes.
As a big-breasted woman, you may either be more sensitive to this or just completely not a part of it because it's binary. You got some big boobs.
Facts.
I grew up in the 90s
Yeah.
where boobs were
King.
king. All right? Big boobs, fake boobs, real boobs,
We didn't care.
just boobs, okay?
King.
I got a little bit older.
Yeah.
The styles change.
Yeah.
Now, I started to care about butts.
And see, I had one of those too.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, we don't even need the cameras to know a voice like that's got a nice big booty.
That's what I'm here for.
But with that, with the butt becoming more important, the boobs became less important. Now, as I'm getting older, and I'm not sure, is it because I'm getting older, or are the times changing again? Boobs are back. Have you noticed this?
Well, the thing is, and what's interesting now is that a lot of women are getting their breast implants taken out. That's the trend right now, is to get your breast implants removed.
I heard a statistic that there are more butt implants now than there are breast implants.
Yes, but what is so interesting is that those can go real awry, for the same way. It was interesting because there was really only one way to get breast implants. But
What do you mean there's one way? You go in the nipple, you go in the belly button, you go silicone, you do the other
right,
one?
it was either silicone, but there were like no injections to make the breast look larger.
Oh, there's an injection now?
Now there's butt shots, so it's like
And what is the injection?
I've never understood what it's a filler. For the same way they'll put like filler in your cheeks or filler in your lips. Now they have a filler that they'll put in the butt.
Okay.
So it's interesting because like there's a lady who went on trial in Atlanta recently for murder or like manslaughter or something because
her booty was too big?
no, the injection she was giving to women was like industrial grade silicone or like basically like rubber cement, like shit like that.
Damn, she was putting rubber cement in the butt.
But like silicone you get from Home Depot to like seal your tub.
The wrong kind of silicone. That's the kind of silicone. Listen, if I had to do it, that would be the silicone. I'd have good intentions. I would do
Right.
some Google searches, but I would think, yeah, can I get some silicone? I don't know.
So she was doing this and the girl died.
Passed away.
Yeah, she did. She met the Lord. And so there was a bunch of girls who had also gotten sick from what she was doing. And but there was like, you met a girl on Craigslist and went to a hotel. Like,
You can't
it's
get
messed
surgeries
up.
from Craigslist.
You can't get surgery from Craigslist. You can't go to a hotel. Like, you're getting butt injections in a Super 8. Girl, come on. Save the money. And if you want a butt, get a butt.
So I, a couple of years ago, made love to a woman with a fake butt. Now, I didn't know she had a fake butt.
Was it a fake butt where... Tell me more.
Yeah,
Did it feel weird?
so we made love.
Yes.
And afterward, she stayed. Oh, so here's the story. Here's what happened.
Okay. The audience is listening.
I'm talking to this girl for a little bit. We have some mutual friends. We've never even met. We're just texting, right? And
But you've seen her before.
Instagram.
Okay.
So we were talking about like meeting up and like, hey, what's going on? She's like, not much, and I'm like, yeah, she's like, yeah, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But like text versions of that, right? So then she's like, what are you doing? I had strep throat.
That's so contagious.
Of course. So I've been on antibiotics for 2 days now.
Oh, yeah, I've had
days now.
strep throat for most of the past 2 months. So I'm not talking about. Because I was sick.
I do know you were sick. I actually want to get into the story of when you sent me some food while you were sick.
Yeah.
But then I sent you juice.
You did.
But you started the game.
I did.
And I asked you to send me stuff while you were sick. I didn't know you were sick. So this woman wants to see me. I don't blame her. I'm
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank God. So I said, hey, listen, I'm not feeling well, blah, 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 blah. She's like, that's fine. How about I just bring you soup? Now, here's my instinct. No, I'm sick. I don't want to see people. Here's my other instinct, Rick. You never see people. You never do anything. You always say no. Someone wants to bring you soup. Why don't you enjoy that? Here's
Let
a pretty
somebody
girl.
take care of you.
I said, yeah. Okay. Bring me soup. That would be great.
What kind of soup she bring you?
Didn't bring me soup.
This bitch didn't bring no soup?
She came over without the soup.
Okay, so she was trying to have something else be a little saucy. All right.
Yeah. So she comes over. I'm watching The Karate Kid in bed.
Like a grown-ass man.
And she comes in and just gets in my bed.
I can't believe she didn't bring no soup. Ma'am, at least maintain the charade.
Excuse me, where's the soup? Was the first thing I asked her.
That's legitimate. She sold you a wolf ticket.
And she said, I was nearby. I figured I could still get you some, but I just wanted to say hi first. Listen, you think I don't know the game? I didn't know the game.
She must not be from the South. I'd have made it a point to at least bring you some soup.
We made love.
You did. And she got strep throat.
No. I was on antibiotics for enough time. Enough time had passed.
Was it like the first 3 days or the last 3 days?
I think I had already taken the third pill, so it's like 2.5 days.
Still contagious, homeboy.
Listen, I asked my doctor, and I let her know. What am I going to do from there?
I mean, listen, I'd have swapped saliva with you.
All right. Well, if you bring soup, you got yourself a deal.
I'd have brought you anything you want.
Let me tell the story about me fucking this girl. I'm sorry. So
Proceed.
I have an interesting relationship with sex, which is
food related.
Go on.
No, is it food related? I was asking.
No.
Okay.
What does food related sex mean?
No, you said you had an interesting relationship with sex, and I was asking if it was food related.
No. I mean, not consciously. I don't even know what that means.
What's the relationship?
I don't like having sex unless I love having sex. I don't like casual sex.
Okay.
If I like somebody, I enjoy having sex with them, but it's not this moral decision that I made. It's I have a difficult time maintaining an erection if I don't know this person.
You know what's interesting? I've heard more and more men say that. And I think society does men a disservice in certain ways where it's just like, oh, men will fuck anything at any time. And I'm like, and so as a woman, you're like, all right, well, I'm trying to fuck. Where is he at? And I met so many guys who are like, I have to like you first. And I'm like, you bitch motherfucker. I just wanted to fuck.
Well, what you're saying right now sounds like part of the problem that you're becoming aware of.
Well, it's interesting, but like I think the problem is that society spends so much time telling us that men don't care. Men are just these walking erections and they'll fuck anything that moves. And I think as I've gotten older, I've learned that that's definitely not the case.
Good. Because I would love it to be the case.
Man, but like sometimes it's like I think sometimes you'll hook up with I'll hook up with a guy and be like, yeah, this was great. And other times, like as I've gotten older, I've been like, I really would have liked to have liked this dude. It would have been better. Like it's better when you like the person.
For me, it's not just about better. It's not possible. So with the condom especially,
There's so many dudes telling this I can't have a sex with a condom campaign. Like,
I'm not saying it so we can not. I make sure that there's a tray for you to put the fucking Steve Harvey glass on.
Oh, you weren't playing no games.
I'm not going in without a condom.
Thank you so much.
I'm not saying I want to not use a condom. I'm saying it's either soft with a condom or it's a no-go until you're making me laugh a little bit.
Okay, I think we need to come out with new condoms. I honestly do.
Yeah, well, listen, I don't know what condom's going to do it. All right, I put on pants because I'm making an effort to wear pants. I have a hard time wearing I like shorts, I like sweatpants.
Yes.
Pants.
No, I hate pants. That's why I wear leggings all the time.
Condoms are pants for the dick. I want to fuck you in shorts, but we have to test it first.
Okay.
Right,
All right.
respectfully.
Listen, I am here for a scientific process. Whatever the hypothesis is, I'm here to just help you get to a resolution.
I've suggested as a first date with a girl, second date, but the first date when we're like, oh, we like each other.
Yeah.
Why don't we go get tested together?
Interesting.
Yeah, she was not in Los Angeles at the time. She doesn't live here.
Yeah.
And she just went and got tested, and I get tested. I get tested constantly. I don't even have sex. I get tested.
Are you fucking constantly?
No. When let's say I get tested and I'm good to go. A month goes by and I go for whatever reason. I've had a few surgeries recently. I've hernia surgeries and shoulder. So when
I
you
remember
go,
your shoulder, and
you
I
get
felt
blood
that.
work taken.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in there, I say, do the STD check. And my doctor says to me, do you have a new sexual partner? I said, just while we're here.
I'm insurance is paying for it anyway.
Come on.
We might as well.
Interesting relationship I have with my doctor. My doctor recently, I noticed, this has been a couple of years now, my doctor had a little bit of an attitude with me. When I ask a lot of questions.
Of course you should.
And I said, thank you. I said, it seems that you're not too happy when I come in here. And he said, Rick, I'll be honest with you. When I come to the door and I see it's your name, I take a deep breath before I walk in.
Let me tell you something you're not going to do. Okay? I think a lot of times people forget that certain things are technically service jobs. And I think this is the thing. One, I pay you. Lie to me, please.
Don't lie to me. I don't get that.
I don't understand.
What do you mean lie to you?
As in...
Humor you mean?
Humor me.
Don't lie to you.
Don't tell me that you take a deep breath, that me being in here is exhausting to you.
I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to say,
I'm not, for me, that's not good customer service.
if somebody's taking a deep breath, I want to know. I actually, most of my life, lacked awareness in how people receive me.
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
No, because I think most people don't like me.
Oh, that's a sad place to live.
Well, I also grew up as a black person.
Who hasn't?
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
So I have a certain amount of awareness as to, regardless of what I'm doing, I can walk into any space and someone's going to assess me, and it's going to be in a way that has nothing to do with
Does that happen in New York and Los Angeles too?
It happens all over the world.
It's happened to you every day. You're feeling assessed.
Yes, but
that sucks.
And it's like, and I can tell you, I've had more aggressive racial interactions outside of the South than I've had home. But I also realize that Southern white people interact with black people more than white people in other parts of the country. So they can still be racist, but they're just accustomed to seeing you. Because my mom grew up in Miami and went to an integrated elementary school. My mom went through Jim Crow. And she said that she dealt with more racism and more aggressiveness, not more aggressiveness, but she said she dealt with more bullshit when we moved to Colorado than she did when she was in Miami. Because sometimes it's just people not even having an awareness of you as a person. Because if you imagine growing up in an all-white area and then like black people are this thing that's external that you hear about, as opposed to actually interacting with them and seeing them as a person. Because people can hate you and see you as a person, or they can hate you and not see you as a person.
I don't know if it's all the alternatives you're giving me or if it's the whiskey, but I'm having a harder time than I would like to.
Yeah.
Following the last 30 seconds of that.
Yeah, because it's confusing. Because it's so frustrating because people always think that the South is this bastion of racism, but the South is the only place that's ever been forced to look at racism because of slavery, because of Jim Crow, because of all of that, because the North...
You're saying that the North isn't forced to look at racism?
I think it's not the same way. Because since there wasn't slavery...
Also, am I even allowed to have an opinion on this?
You can have an opinion. You're still a person.
Oh, all right.
But whenever I'm speaking... But it is different because when I'm speaking to my friends who are Jewish, it's a whole different scenario. Because a lot of white people will be like, oh, I kind of understand. But my friends who are Jewish are the only ones who kind of like really understand.
I grew up in an area that was 20% Jewish, 20% black, and like 10% Asian.
Yeah.
Very diverse, at least with
my high
those
school
four.
was like that. My high school was like that. Like when I lived in Georgia, it was very diverse.
Right. So growing up in a diverse area, I didn't know anybody in my developmental years who didn't know people of certain things.
Yes.
One of my best friends out here, David, from Texas, didn't know never met a Jewish person until he went to college.
Yeah.
So when you grow up unaware of other people's existence, I guess I think I understand what you're saying, but I don't think South versus North, there's much of a difference of people being around black people.
It is. I think it is because like when I'm coming out to LA,
and if you say otherwise, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart.
No, I'm just kidding. I just want to have a stronger point of view.
Listen, I hear you. No, it's the North is different because it's like they've made it seem like America's made it seem like that the North was this, area where it's like everyone was accepted, but there were like sundown towns that weren't in the South. Chicago's the most segregated city in the country. That's not the South.
Right.
Every city's segregated.
Sure.
Every single city's segregated.
Sure.
When they built the first suburb in Levittown, that black people weren't allowed to live there, and that was in New Jersey. So it's interesting where it's like where people go, oh, because I have like a bit about it.
I know you have a bit talking about that you're identifying quality as black before a woman.
Well, there's more things. I know that I'm both, but no one's followed me through a store because I'm a woman.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean,
and I don't believe that for one second.
Well, no, men have followed me through stores, but that's a whole creepy situation. But where someoone's following me through a store to make sure I'm not stealing, it's not because I'm a woman, it's because I'm black.
Right.
when people are aggressive toward me in situations or say, when I have a bad customer service interaction, I'm like, hey, excuse me. It's, well, ma'am, calm down. Hold up, bitch. You know why the fuck you're thinking that I'm going to pop off in here. It's not because I'm a woman. It's because I'm black. So I can't pop off in here and can't cuss you out like I should.
You can't? Do you not?
No.
With those earrings?
No. In a lot of situations, because like I said, I'm very Southern. So there's a lot of situations I can figure out how to diffuse things, or I know how to have a tone with people.
Give me an example of a way you've diffused something.
Well, I had like when I was getting off the plane the other day, this woman, because like this one I got trapped in Montreal last weekend. And so they're like, everyone with a connecting flight, get off. And I had a connecting flight. And this woman is pushing her body up against me. So I turned around and said, excuse me, to let her know to back the hell up. I didn't go, ma'am, can you back up? I said, excuse me. And she's like, well, we're trying to get off the plane. I said, I am also trying to get off this plane and get a connecting flight. You need to back up and don't talk to me like that. You don't know me. And she shut the fuck up.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
She tried to pop off and I just let her know.
Before she said anything, you came in hot with an elongated excuse me, correct?
Because she was up against my body. So as opposed to me going, ma'am, could you get the hell off me, please?
I'd like to go.
I had to check me because my first instinct was to go, could you back up, please?
Which would have been better or which would have been nicer? That seems nicer.
Could you back up, please? Could be aggressive.
See, when someone cuts you off in traffic, or if someone is in traffic and they're doing something you don't like, but you don't think it's intentional, you give the beep beep. You give two quick little ones to let them know.
I kind of honk my horn.
What's that?
I don't really honk my horn.
Well, I'll tell you what is expected.
Okay.
On the road.
Okay.
If you do something and I feel your intentions are at worst negligent, but not out to get me.
I get it. I'll get a beep.
Oh, excuse me.
Like,
As opposed to, hey. You
Not
go,
the band.
Yeah, right? So I think my instinct right away when someone's pushing up against me, they may not feel it necessarily. My instinct is a beep.
And that's why I said, excuse me.
Yeah, that's a long horn.
But it was
horn.
But I turned around and go, excuse me, to make her aware of what she's doing.
Okay.
So it's excuse me. And she was like, what? And I was like, you were pushing up against me. Could you back up? And she's like, she said, no,
okay.
I'm trying to get off the plane. And I said, I got to make my flight. I said, I'm also trying to make a flight. You need to back up. And also don't talk to me like that because you don't know me. So she caught smoke because I asked her to back up. If I tell you to get off my person and you tell me no, then darling, I'm not responsible for what happens to you next.
Two things. First, I couldn't be more attracted to the energy you have right now. Secondly, that's far from diffusing. I would like to offer...
Oh, at that point, I was not trying to diffuse. I was trying to let this bitch know you could have a bad day. Back the fuck up. Because how dare you say to me, I will not get off of you. You understand?
Because you put her in a defensive... I'm not saying...
No. I said, excuse me.
You listen to me.
Okay.
I'm not saying that she was right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when you tell somebody what they're doing wrong, they then have the instinct to defend themselves. When you tell someone what they're doing that you don't like, that's making you feel a certain way, they have the instinct to then try and fix that.
She wasn't trying to fix shit by telling me, no, I'm not going to.
You honked. You didn't give the quick honk.
Honestly, I was trying to make my flight just like she was trying to make her flight. But I needed her to back the fuck up.
If I were her,
people are bad about personal space, and I'm very funny about people being too close.
Couldn't agree. If I tried for an hour, I couldn't agree with you more on that.
Listen,
but it's about how we handle it.
But usually I'm better about it. But in that particular situation, she ran into me. You know, and was pushing me out of the way.
I have to respect. Also, I have to recognize. Listen, you are going to do it the way you're going to do it.
Usually I'm not that bad. But I did say, excuse me. And she was like, what? Bitch.
Right. All right. Watch this. I'm going to say, excuse me. And you be the woman, okay? Excuse me.
What?
I just don't know if you recognize that you were bumping up against me and it's making me feel uncomfortable. Would you mind giving me some space, please?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm trying to get off this plane. I got a connecting flight to get.
Then it's game on.
Uh-huh. But the hoe came with smoke and she caught fire.
But you didn't offer her the option to be on your team.
All she had to do was back the fuck up. The bitch ain't have no other options. Your option was to back up.
You're right. I'm wrong.
I'm just telling you. In this particular situation, because I wasn't going to get a.
You're right, baby. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. In this particular,
Listen, I'd rather be making out with you than having this conversation, honestly.
I've been told that
What?
my excuse me's have been aggressive when I don't think they are. Here's a move that I do.
Okay, come. Thank
When
you.
I am in a grocery store,
Because you live in a store.
love a grocery store. Give me a grocery store, give me a Bed Bath & Beyond, and I'll give you I'm on my way.
I'm here for it.
Okay. Now, I love to walk. I love to look. Every now and then, I'm stopping. I'm reading the back of a box. I'm checking my phone. I'm looking up. I'm Shazamming the song. I don't know.
You're living your life.
I'm stopping. You know what I do when I stop? I go to an edge. I go to a wall. Now, not always. I'm not perfect.
But you're being considerate of the other shoppers.
Sometimes I forget and I'm standing there. And then if somebody says, get out of the way, I'm not getting an ego on. I'm like, oh, that's definitely on me. Like, if somebody gives a long honk behind me and I didn't realize the light turned green, I got no room to be like, fuck you. It's my bad.
Exactly. And those people that get mad, you're just like, hey, you can't get mad. You didn't realize the light was green. We're all living our lives
But
today.
we can get mad. It's
don't
about
know.
awareness. It's
Okay,
about
but if you-
recognizing when we're wrong.
But if you didn't have the awareness to know that the light had changed and someone honks to tell you the light
But
changed,
you're not going to
you
get the
can't-
awareness until somebody tells it to you, not scolds it to you. When
Right.
somebody puts me in a defensive,
Okay.
I may not hear the information. I am surviving.
Right.
So it's important to hear the information. And some people are better at hearing information than others.
And then sometimes you got to check a bitch.
Like, get in line.
I mean,
So when I'm going in a grocery store, I have little tolerance for when people are in the middle of the way. But I also
Yes.
recognize we've all done it.
Yes.
So instead of walking up to them, stopping and saying, excuse me, and they say, I'm sorry, they get out of the way, and now I had to wait a few seconds.
Yeah.
I, 5 seconds out, will yell, excuse me. So by the time it registers and they see it and they move, I've gone. I think I'm being efficient. I'm not even trying to be passive
so you're
aggressive.
not trying to have those 2 seconds where we're going, oh, sorry.
I'm trying to just, I'm going to go my way. And if
Yeah.
I see an obstacle up ahead, if I know I'm going to run out of gas, I'm going to fill up the gas. I'm not going to wait until I'm on empty.
Facts.
So here I am looking that I got a quarter of a tank up the road. I'm going to yell, excuse me, filling up the tank.
Facts.
It wasn't until somebody said, that's pretty aggressive. You're yelling, excuse me. And I realized, oh, you're right. So I thought about it and I realized, get out of the middle. So I still do the excuse me, but I make sure to honk lightly. I go, excuse me, ooh.
I don't know.
About which part?
This is the thing. You're always going to be taken as, because you're a man who's very tall and very handsome.
Is the list only 2?
No, there's
Go ahead.
so many.
Go ahead.
So many more.
Talk
things.
about some of the things.
Oh my God. This is going back to where I thought you were cute. Are we going back to that?
It doesn't just have to be physical. I mean, talk like what other things could be threatening, but also are an attractive quality.
Well, it's first of all, you have a man voice. So sometimes that can be taken as being aggressive by certain people just because you have because your
Like a
voice.
lion.
Exactly.
It just is threatening.
You just roar. And so,
Thank you.
but because you're trying to be,
Thank you.
there's a video aspect of this. I've never been so jealous of a microphone. But sometimes, like I said, sometimes people take me in as aggressive when I'm not being aggressive. You can't always take in.
I think you forgot what we were doing.
No,
you
no,
were
no.
talking things
I
about
was.
me.
I was.
Thinking
We
about
were
me.
talking about things about you. So yeah. Why are you doing this to me? Like, I feel like I'm 15 talking to a boy that I like in a hallway. And
Why am I trying to make somebody feel good about me? Because I need it.
I mean, but don't I need it too?
Well, here.
You ain't shit. But no, I think sometimes people take you in a way that you don't intend. Like, you can't control other people's perspective or how they take you in. So that, because like to me, that doesn't sound. To me, that doesn't sound aggressive. It just sounds like you're being loud in a store.
Yeah. So I didn't realize my whole life. I have everybody felt about me the way I feel about me. When I'm being funny, I'm hysterical.
Yes.
Okay. What I didn't realize until a couple of years ago is no, I just thought that people thought like me.
Yeah.
That's not true. I bother everybody.
I think I bother people too.
Well, you and I are both pretty aggressive.
A little bit.
And we receive it kindly. I'm attracted to that. I
Yes.
like it when people are direct and speak and do their
Yes.
thing. If you said, excuse me, I would say, okay, relax. And then I
But-
think we would possibly be able to at least find some type of hit
If
off.
I hear an aggressive excuse me, I'm just like, you know what? I respect it. Let me move.
People that aren't like that are uncomfortable with it. And they're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
a different frequency.
Yes.
One of my best friends, his wife's also one of my best friends, but I have a different relationship with John. I talk to John different. And I was going to a barbecue and John and Allison weren't going to go and I never leave the house.
Yeah.
And I said, I want you guys to come. Just come on. And John's like, okay, well, Al, do you want to go? And I was like, I don't really want to. And the way I said, Al, I never see you guys out of the house. Do me a favor, even if you don't want to come. It's up the street. Come and leave in a half hour. Just come.
Yeah.
I found out later, she did come. I found out later that she felt a little guilted into it. And she didn't like the way I spoke to her.
Okay.
I
Thought you were just asking your friends to come. To
My
support
intention was entirely to show how much I want her there.
Yes.
The way she received me was, I am being aggressive and making her feel if she doesn't do something, she's doing it wrong. She's not. She received my intention wrong, but maybe
Yeah.
I communicated it poorly. Now, here's a dance that I've been trying to choreograph for the past few years, as some awareness has been brought to me.
Yeah.
I have to recognize, when am I being myself, this person that I like and have accepted, and when is it my responsibility to learn how to talk to other people? I think, I don't know. I don't have an answer to it.
Well, I've noticed recently that I don't have a lot of. I think since I've been made, since right now we're becoming hyper aware of microaggressions and things like that, and becoming more aware of how women have been almost always say programmed to accept and see stuff like that. So it's like I was in a conversation with some friends last night, and this girl's talking about like a very serious thing, like, you know, going to therapy and how it affects her family and her child or whatever. And then this guy goes, "Oh, I really like your hair," and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
What
And they were in the middle of a real conversation. It was the middle of a real conversation.
Right.
And he initiated the conversation, as in, this is what are you doing now? What's going on? Like, really having a.
Who is this guy to you?
He's just a guy he's a comic that I know.
Okay.
And so, while she's in the middle of telling him something real in a conversation that he initiated, he then just checks out and goes to her, "Well, I really like your hair like this. Like, I like it like it's not that long." And I was sitting there going, I just went, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "What?" I was giving her a compliment. I was like, "You initiated this real conversation with her, and then you completely deaded it." Like, I didn't say all, like, in my brain, I'm like, "What the fuck?" Because I went, "Yo, man, what are you doing?" And he's like, "No, I was just saying." I was like, "That's not even what y'all
So what
were
was the
doing."
problem of him doing that?
The problem with what he was doing is that it almost completely negated what she was talking. It basically just negated what she was talking about.
Why is that? Because it was something superficial, or it was something unrelated?
It was something superficial, unrelated, and with his tone, it was like, "Okay, I know you're telling me about something that's important to you, but I really just want to talk about how hot you are,"
Okay.
which was annoying.
Did this bother her?
She was upset by it too, but she's closer friends with him. Because, like, when he got up and left, I was like, "I did not like that." And she's like, "He does it all the time." And I was like, "What? Why?" So I'm more aware of stuff like that. So I think now I'm more open. Because, like, one of my friends brought this guy that she was dating to my show. And he was another one of those dudes who was just, like, very neggy, very just, actually very contradictory.
Like, yeah, that sweatshirt's nice, but it doesn't fit your stupid fucking body.
Something stupid like that. We're very
nice shoes if you were fucking taller, you bitch.
Right. Like, very contradictory to, like, anybody. And, like, when they were leaving, he just said something slick to me. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I don't think I like you."
What do you say?
He was like, "Well," and he was like, and I was like, "No, I don't think I like you."
Wait, hold
I don't like you for my friend.
What did he say, though?
He didn't say anything.
He just said, "Well, hi," and you're like, "I don't like it?"
Yeah, and I was just like, "You're very," like, I was like, "I don't like how you speak to people." I'm just not a fan. Because, like, I said, "I don't think I like you," and he said something slick. And then I was like, "Yeah, dude, I don't think I like you. I don't think I like you for my friend." And she looked at me, and, like, he was talking to somebody else, and I was like, "Girl," she's like, "I know."
So I just.
But the way that I am now, it's like, it was, because people think I'm very direct and very honest, but a lot of times it's like, I'm so worried about people not liking me because I don't think people take me in the way I want to be taken in.
How do you want to be taken in?
like, I'm a very sweet person. I'm a delicate flower, fine magnolia, but I also don't have a lot of time for bullshit. And plus, if I feel like you're not being good to one of my friends,
No. How do you want to be taken in?
I want to be taken in. I mean, just very like, just arms wrapped around me. I don't think people see, my friends see that I have a heart and I'm a very loving person, but
If you're writing your pilot
yeah,
and we're introducing your character,
yeah.
what are the 4 character traits we say?
I want to say that she's strong, but I don't want to say that she's loving.
Okay. You got 2 more.
Let's see. Helpful.
Interior bowling alley. We pull in on our hero.
Yeah, strong, loving, helpful, good listener.
Okay.
That's what I would
Those are 4 very nice traits.
Yes.
Do you think your main 4 traits are also those nice traits?
I think if I realistically
if we're trying
say,
to sell who you are, not sell who you really are, not just sell what you want, how
then
you
I'm
want people to
aggressive,
see.
yeah.
So you're loving, and equally loving as she is aggressive.
yeah, because my nickname in college was Sweet and Sour, and Mom, because my nickname's always been Mama Dulcé, and I've never told anybody to call me that. I'm very loving, but I'm very strong, and I'm very protective of people.
Why do you think that is? You didn't feel the need to protect your brother, did you?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah?
My brother was little,
Okay.
and so
You're close to the same age.
we're close to the same age, but my brother was very nerdy. Like, my brother looked exactly like Steve Urkel growing up. So kids would be very aggressive towards my brother, because my brother was always had a small, like, my brother gained a bunch of weight because like it was just it's a genetic thing. So my brother gained a bunch of weight at one point. So he had glasses. He was kind of nerdy. And so people would be,
So you got a bigger dude with glasses who's socially awkward.
yeah, like a little awkward.
And people are bullying him.
Not like really bullying him, but like just being like kind of rude to him, because I don't think he really like people like bully him, except for the bastards in our neighborhood. But I was always very protective of him, because I've also been very protective of anybody. I'm very protective of my mother. I'm very protective of my brother. Because like my mom called me the enforcer for a little while. Like, I never let anybody bother anybody in my family or any of my friends.
You felt you needed to do that?
Yeah. But I think it was because like I did not know that my father was very aggressive towards my mother.
Did you know your father?
I do know him, but my mother left him because he was abusive.
When was the last time you saw him?
Last time I saw my father was 1986.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was 3.
So you don't know your dad at all.
My mother had to leave him because if we didn't leave, he'd have killed us.
Did he try to get in touch with you?
Oh, definitely not.
Was there fear growing up? Did you know that as a kid that your father was physically abusive?
I don't remember him doing anything, but I remember also being I remember when we moved to Colorado. Because it's like
So you moved to Colorado from Florida.
we moved to Colorado from Oklahoma.
So you were Oklahoma to Colorado to Georgia.
It was Florida, because me and my mom were born in Miami.
Uh-huh.
I was born in the room above my mom in the same hospital. And then my brother and my father were born in Oklahoma City. My mother left my father. We moved to Oklahoma, and we moved to Colorado.
That's why you moved, to get away from your dad.
Yes. And I've never said this before, so I hope my mom doesn't kill me. And then we moved to Colorado because that's where my Auntie Gina lived, to get away from my father. And then we moved to Georgia, and all of this happened before I started kindergarten.
Did your mom tell you about this?
My mom did
When you were a
not
kid?
tell me. My mom didn't tell us anything.
How'd you find out?
I found out the full story when I was in LA in 2015. I was here after I had done New Faces, and I was here taking meetings, and I was staying at a friend's house, and me and my mom were just on the phone just talking about just all kinds of stuff. And then she told me everything, because I didn't get the beginning of it. Like when I was around 17, she kind of told us that he was like not a good person.
Do you think that was to protect you so you wouldn't be scared? Why do you think your mom kept it from you?
I think to protect us, because like I remember kids growing up, like if their parents weren't together, one parent would always badmouth the other parent,
Right,
and drag them through the mud. And my mother never talked about my father. But I also remember growing up.
What'd you say when you asked about him?
I didn't ask about him.
Why? You weren't curious?
This is the weird thing about me growing up. It was I never I never wondered where he was. And I don't know why I didn't wonder where he was. And I didn't want to ask.
Do you talk about it with your brother ever? Really? That's so interesting.
And I didn't ask about him, and but I don't remember asking about him, but I remember one time, when I was 8, I was in the 3rd grade, I was 8, and they have like the parent contact cards. And I remember my mother had written on the card, "Father not allowed within so many feet of school."
And you saw that.
And I saw that.
What grade is that?
I was in the 3rd grade.
Father not allowed.
Within so many feet of school. So, because we left Oklahoma when I was like, we left him when I was like 3 or 4. So this is like 8 as of this point. And so after seeing that, I remember going, oh, he's not a good person. Because if he's not allowed to be around us, then I don't need to ask where he is.
So you just took it. You're like, this guy's out.
He's
and
out.
Nothing to think about.
But I had memories of him as a kid. Like I had a few memories of him as a kid.
From 3.
Yeah, because like I remember him. I remember being with him. I don't know where the fuck we were, but my mother also told me a bunch of shit as he got older. Like my father was not. He was an unsuccessful drug dealer, which annoyed her because she was like, "Who the fuck can't sell drugs?" Because she was like, "Who can't sell drugs? They're drugs. They sell themselves. What the fuck?"
Right.
But I remember being. She's not wrong. I remember being with him. I remember
she was more annoyed that he couldn't sell the drugs than she was that he was trying to sell them.
Yes. She's like, "Who the fuck?
You could sell them, but just
Please,
sell them.
Sell them.
Right.
Fucking sell these drugs." And so, and I remember being with him like at, I don't know where we were, but I remember him holding me and us being in, which now that I think back on it and I remember, it's like a hotel room or something or somebody's house. And he's talking to some man I don't know. So it wasn't like an uncle or anybody, but I remember being with him at certain points.
Well, I actually have something interesting to tell you.
What?
That man
Was you?
was Brian Biggs. We have him. Brian, could you please come on in?
You jackass. But the only interaction we had with him recently was like my mom had acquired some property that his mother owned. And after she passed and she took care of the property and everything. And then we sold the one house, and because he's a moron, he didn't go to the lawyer and sign the right paperwork. So we had to get heirs established and all that other shit because my brother was so obsessed with him. Because he said to my mother one day, he's like, "You're the reason I didn't grow up without I grew up without a father." My mother went, "Your father's the reason you grew up without a father." But like my brother found some of our other siblings, like my other fathers as other children. Apparently I'm the only girl.
So you have half brothers and sisters that you don't know.
I've never met them. Apparently I'm friends with one of them on Facebook, one or two of them. But like his mother would had told us about other children that she had because she was raising one of them.
Wow.
But we found out she died a year after she died. And he wasn't there to take care of her. He didn't bury her. He didn't do anything for this woman. So yeah, he's a solid gold piece of shit. When he came home with me and my mom was pregnant and I was 1. And we came to Oklahoma. She was mad because she was about to have him declared dead because she hadn't seen him in 7 years.
How did she not see him in 7 years? She was a year pregnant.
No. His mother hadn't seen him in 7 years. And so when he shows up to her house, he has a wife and a daughter. And he's a pregnant wife and a daughter.
Right. Wow.
So she was like, "Oh, I guess you're not dead." So they didn't have the best relationship. So yeah, he's a solid gold fool. But like I have like one of his son's baby mamas will hit me up and be like, "Hey, you have nieces?" I'm just like, "No, I don't.
Get them tickets to a show.
I ain't doing a damn thing for them folks. I don't know them niggas. What the fuck you talking about?"
I try not to say.
Let me tell you something. The only way I would, I hear you.
I'm just. You don't know what I'm saying. I don't like to discuss. I don't like people to think that comedians won't give tickets to family.
Thank you so much.
Come here. So you have an abusive father. Let's transition away from that now for a second into Trevor Noah.
Yeah, I mean, he never caught us like he could have, but my brother almost died from eating rat poison.
All right. Well.
Hey, listen.
What is that? Like from Dumb and Dumber?
No, he was playing in the cabinets, and my mother told my father not to let my brother play in the cabinets.
Because there's rat poison in the cabinet.
There was rat poison in the cabinets, and my brother ate one. They took him to the hospital. He drank charcoal. He was fine. My brother has
Wait, hold on. Your brother had rat poisoning. They took him to the hospital, and then the third thing was he ate chocolate. That's what you were.
No, charcoal. They gave him charcoal to flush his system out.
Brother ate some rat poison. Took him to the hospital. Ate some charcoal. Do you ever think about using this kind of stuff in your art, in your music? Because you used to sing and now you do comedy. Why not?
I only sang because it was musicals. Like I never, listen, this is the thing. I was always very regimented. I was never taught any type of improvisational style. It was, here's your sheet music. Here's the recording. Here's everything. Here's the accompaniment. Here's your sheet music.
Right.
Because I can't read the accompaniment, but I can only read sheet music. And the only way I can play the piano is to play my part.
See, I am a virtuoso and a genius.
Oh, I know.
So I play by feel. And I also sing the same. I also sing the same way.
I'm so regimented with stuff.
Whoa, 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 whoa. So you probably can't do something like this. You probably can't just be sitting on the couch and be like, ooh, girl, yeah, 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 yeah. It has to be written out for you.
Not usually, although me and my brother did come up with a song for my mom one time.
May I hear some of it?
You remember...
Sing it to your mom.
Hi, Mommy. You remember the song Step in Time from Mary Poppins?
Of course.
So we would do this thing where we would be out late and we lived like right next to a grocery store. And so we'd be up late and we'd be, me, my mom, my brother almost got kicked out of a Kroger because we were singing out If I Was a Rich Man at 2 a.m. in the frozen food section.
What's the next few words after Rich Man? Because my thought is, Eva, diva, diva. Is that what it is? Or are there words?
I have no clue. That's the only part we knew.
Okay.
So we would do that. And then, so one night my mother was on the phone with one of my aunts. And me and my brother kept busting in her room singing Step in Time. And she's like, get out of my room. And me and my brother looked at each other and we're like, get out of my room, step in time. And so we do the whole thing. And she starts laughing. And then we just start taking things that my mom says and putting it in stepping time. It's like, read your Bible, step in time. Get up, you and your sister. So this shit went on for like an hour. Take the chicken out the freezer, step in time. So it was very much like a call and response, like church situation.
Sure.
So like silly stuff like that.
Did you go to church?
We did more when I was younger. I
You
don't
strike
have a
me
church.
as a church woman.
Well, you know your girl is saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost.
Huh? What'd you say?
Saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost.
I still didn't. Same, sanctified with the Holy Ghost?
Saved, sanctified.
What is sanctified?
I have no clue. Filled with the Holy Ghost. So
Yeah, you wear like hats like a churchgoer.
I wish I had more church lady hats. I have some fascinators that I would love to
My
rock.
mom likes wearing fascinator.
They're so fun. I tell her I got to hook up with a lady in Manhattan. I can get her to him by the dozen, Jack.
She has
I'm sure she has a guy.
enough is as good as a feast, I should say.
We didn't go to church a lot, but like it was very much like very interesting. Like for Easter, my mother always would say Happy Resurrection Day. And sometimes we get Easter baskets for my godmother, but I didn't know that on Easter, like the Easter bunny gave you baskets like Santa Claus gives presents.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that till I was a full-fledged adult.
So what did you think was happening?
I didn't. I thought you just got a bag. Like I never understood the point of the Easter bunny because I was like, what the fuck is this do for? Your aunt just gives you a basket or your mama gives you a basket.
And what is the point of the Easter bunny?
The Easter bunny came about because of basically early Christians were trying to convert people, and it was, we'll keep this little bit of pagan, because it was around like the spring solstice. So it's like, hey, you celebrate fertility, we're going to bring this rabbit over.
Because rabbits are known for being a fertile mammal.
As they are.
Yes.
So, because that's why the whole bunny and the eggs thing never made any sense.
Yeah, where the saying comes from, what came first, the bunny or the egg?
Exactly. So, but eggs have always been shown, like eggs were a sign of like rebirth.
Sure.
So that's why those two somehow got connected. But growing up, since I grew up, like it was non-denominational, but slightly evangelical, or televangelist. Easter was always
Which is the evangelicals that are on television.
yeah, like your Paul Crouch or Jan Crouch
Sure.
or
Not my Jan Crouch, but I hear
I mean,
ya.
Trinity Broadcasting. That was like I watched a lot of church on TV.
Georgia, man.
I mean, this is Florida actually, because I got saved on TV.
And I will actually. Do you have access to that clip we could show?
No, not on TV. I was watching a preacher on TV, and I was like 10, and he was like, if you want to be saved and have you want Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior, then do this prayer. So I was by myself and did it. I wasn't at church. I wasn't with my mom. It wasn't anything. So I said the prayer. He's like, now you're saved. And I ran in the kitchen and told my mama, I'm saved. And she was like, that's awesome. You hungry? And just kind of stuck with it. I thought about being Muslim, and then I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I just looked into it, and I was like, I don't know about this.
I did the same thing for going to film school. I was pretty stoned a year ago, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and I watched the Steven Spielberg HBO doc. Have you seen it? Mm-mm. Gorgeous. And, I want to tell you a little story from it.
Please.
Steven Spielberg.
I love listening to you talk, by the way.
As a teenager, would go onto the Universal lot. He would go on the tours. And the tours would stop at the bathroom. He would get off the tour bus, go into the bathroom, wait until the tour bus drove away. So now he's on the lot. That was his way of getting in. He found a building, and on one of the floors there was an empty room, and he took it. And he put his name up on the door.
On some catch me if you can bullshit? Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead. White man living his life.
And for a summer, he lived he had an office at Universal Studios. And I'm high. I'm thinking, yeah, I got to do that. I got to do all of that.
But we've all been on lots and seen so many empty office buildings. Like so many offices.
Yeah.
Empty offices.
And none of us have taken it.
I mean, I'm thinking they would probably pay more attention now.
It's a different time.
It's a different time.
But yeah, it was a great doc, and I'm like, I got to do this. But
So
I looked into it for a little bit. I wanted to go to USC Film School, and my uncle was a teacher there. Yes, very good.
That's what I thought.
My uncle was a teacher there. He taught screenwriting, and I'm like, oh, I have an in, and I'm talking about it, and he's like, it's gonna be like $75,000 for you to do, like, a lot of this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I won't, because what happens? You graduate, and then what? I'm gonna audition.
You
for
got
things?
connects now,
Dude. It's crazy. It's crazy the kind of connects I get. Name a celebrity.
Rick Glassman.
No, but seriously, name some big celebrities.
I don't know, Tom Cruise.
Heard of him? I mean, I've seen his stuff. Okay, it's crazy. But I want to get into some as exciting as you know what? Because that's not fair. I was gonna say it's exciting because it's just dark. I want to get into what's happening right now.
Okay.
I want to get into your Daily Show's experience.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like my childhood was fucked up, but we left. My mom raised us. She was amazing. She was very supportive. She's very loving. She, kept me from getting pregnant in high school.
See if she could stop you tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think you sounded like you had a fucked up childhood at all. It sounds like you had some shitty situations, but it sounded like you have a close, loving relationship with your mom.
It's also
you had all the support you needed.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't remember him being awful to us, but I also remember growing up and just being very protective of myself, being very protective of my family, of my friends. Because a lot of my friends call me the fucking enforcer. Like, if anything pops off, I'm the first one to show the fuck up. Who is it? What happened? What are we doing? And I'm always calling people. I think that's why I hit you up. There's certain people that I always hit up just to make sure they because a lot of times I go, how Rick Glassman doing? And I always
sweet.
Yeah, just because I just want to I don't know. There's certain people where I'm just I wonder how they are, but I've also had people do that for me and check up on me. So there's just few people in your head where you're like how's Madison? How's Danielle? How's Rick? How's this person? How's Ramon? It's just certain people that you check up on because those are your friends. But other people, I'm it'll be all right.
Yeah, I like that you hit me up that you said that you were going to be in town for a few days. We could get out some Jew mods. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Jew mods are so funny to me.
Shout out to Jew mods on Instagram at Jew mods.
Your wink is classic.
Thank you.
It's a panty dropper.
Thank you.
Please know that.
Oh. I mean, I need everyone to know my intentions are not to drop panties. It's just to
But that's what makes it a panty dropper, because it's not the intention.
How are you feeling temperature-wise? Because I'm freezing now. I'm thinking I was going to just turn off the AC real quick.
You can.
Great. And we are back.
I want Ethiopian food.
What is Ethiopian food? I've had Ethiopian food, but I don't know how to explain it.
It's almost like Indian food.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like Indian food that I don't want, is what I feel like.
No, I think it's Indian food with like less spices.
It's like tapas too, isn't it? Isn't it kind of like?
I don't know, but like they do stuff with lamb that I love, and injera bread. I'd rather eat that than naan.
Huh?
But
Cheddar bread, I'd rather eat that than naan, man.
but like naan is so. I'm not a huge bread person, so I like injera bread because it's. I'll tear a tortilla down, but I've never been a huge.
Love a good bread. I actually ordered Italian from a place last night that I didn't even care for their pasta, but they got these garlic knot rolls. I got specifically for the
People
nuts.
love that. I'm not a huge pasta person.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, people don't understand it. I'm not a huge bread person.
That doesn't do. When people are like, how do you not? When people can't believe that somebody hasn't seen a certain movie or eaten a certain restaurant, it doesn't. Who gives a fuck?
Who cares? Calm down.
My first time doing stand up.
Yeah.
Which is actually, what day is it today?
Sunday.
The third.
4th.
Is it the 4th?
Yeah.
Or the 3rd?
The
It's
4th.
the 3rd. Tomorrow will be.
No, tomorrow. Yesterday was the 3rd.
I'm telling you, I'm looking
No,
at my
today's the 3rd.
calendar.
Today's the 3rd. I'm sorry.
Tomorrow will be 12 years since my first stand-up set.
Shut up.
And I remember on the first show, I did one impression.
Yeah.
And it was my impression of here's my impression of a person finding out that I've never had an Oreo before. And then I would turn around and I would get into character and I'd milk it for too long. I'd take off my glasses. I'd fuss with my hair as if I was getting into this thing. And then I would turn back and I'd go, "You've never had an Oreo before?" And that was my big thing. And cut to 12 years later, here I am with the Daily Show star.
Trevor Noah is the Daily Show star. My name ain't on shit.
Well, I guess that joke wasn't good enough then.
Listen, people. It's funny because people bring me up like she's on the Daily.
Well, what do you do on the you? I know you're a correspondent. You're on it here and there, but aren't you also a writer on it?
The writers are a completely different group of
So
people.
you just are on it sometimes.
Yeah, but we're also like while I'm not.
But
on,
your team,
yeah.
Daily Show. So what does that mean?
I'm pitching to be on the show. I'm pitching.
Is it an every day?
I mean, I don't pitch every day, but it's an everyday thing.
How often do you go into the offices?
I go to the office every day.
Okay.
But on Fridays,
you paid on per episode, per week?
per week. So I go every day, but like every day I'm not on the show. Fridays, I don't always have to go on Fridays because we don't tape on Fridays. And a lot of times the correspondent, since only one of us isn't a stand-up, most of the time we're on the road.
Who isn't a stand-up?
Desi.
Who are the stand-ups? There's you, there's Trevor, there's Roy, there's
Ronnie.
Costa.
Ronnie.
Do I know Ronnie? Who's Ronnie?
Ronnie Chang.
Oh, yes.
And Jabuki Young White. So all of us are comics. So on the weekends, we're usually out of town.
I got to say, Roy Wood Jr.
Fucking beast, dude. And he's the sweetest human being.
I've always known he was funny, but I followed him on Twitter for a while.
Yeah.
He has been on a fire.
He's so good.
He's so funny.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
I call him Uncle Roy out of respect.
Sure. I feel like I should call him Uncle Roy out of respect.
It's like, because like one of the guys at work was like, aren't y'all only like, he's not that much. I was like, it's a respect thing. We're Southern. He knows why I do it.
You guys are the same age, no? Is he a little older than us?
He's 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
5. Yeah, he's 40 and I'm 35. So, because I'm not a woman who's afraid to say how old she is.
I feel like you've probably looked 30 your entire life and will continue to look 30 your entire life.
Well, what's funny was when I was younger, I had a little kid face, but I've always had a grown woman body.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my face I never look as old as I am, but I never look as young as I am. Like, I had a cop, I was coming through customs, and like I had my braids and I was coming back from Mexico, and this cop asked me for my passport. And he's like, how old are you? I said, 35. And he was like, oh, fuck, I thought you were like 15. I was like,
awesome.
All right, dude, let's not get crazy. Like, you don't know what black people look like, obviously. I look like I'm over 21, but you can't tell how old I am.
I picked up the whiskey that you suggested.
Uh-huh.
And I said, would you like to see my ID? He said, no.
Uh-huh.
That just started happening.
I don't get carded anymore.
Oof.
But I also didn't get carded when I was supposed to get carded.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you've just been a woman for a long time.
I've been a woman my entire life.
Man, That's gotta suck.
It's been a weird thing. The first time a man hit on me, I was 9 years old.
Oof, man.
But
How old was he?
Probably in his 40s. But I had C-cup titties and a huge butt and huge legs.
Bragging.
Thank you so much. So when he came up to me, he couldn't.
You had C-cup boobs as a 9-year-old?
Yeah. I've never not had breasts.
Do you have pictures that we could put on the bonus content?
I have a picture
Big
of
titty 9-year-old Dulce?
I have a picture. I think I can find a picture of me from like middle school where I have like C's.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, text that to me.
such a creep.
I'm just saying, just for the podcast, text that to me.
Don't. You're gonna get caught up. You're gonna be up in a Jezebel article fucking around.
You're gonna be in a Jezebel. I don't even know what that is. That's how far removed I am from worrying about that kind of stuff.
Listen, ain't nobody me tooing Rick Glassman.
Yeah, I feel like if I don't even want to say it because
Don't.
But
You don't need them problems.
I just feel like
Don't fuck with
I
that.
would have a fair defense. First, when a girl likes me, I think she's lying. So I imagine trying to hook up with a girl that I know doesn't want it. I just don't understand that.
There's this. Whenever a guy who's like super hot tries to talk to me, I'm always like, oh, this is a trick. Where are your friends? They're laughing somewhere, right?
I understand. I don't think of it that they're tricking me.
Yeah.
I think that they're trying to be nice, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, it's like we were in Miami with this show, and this guy comes up to me, and it's very much typical white dude trying to dance with a black girl. I'm like, dude, I kept
what is
going.
typical white guy trying to dance with a black girl?
Typical white guy coming up, like jumping up in your face, like, oh, I can twerk, I can do, and I'm like, hey man, I don't need any of those things. Calm the fuck down.
Okay.
They're always moving too much. It's like, hey, girlfriend. I'm like, this is not 1992. I'm not Queen Latifah. Don't call me girlfriend. Like, there's always these little trope things. It's like, hey, girlfriend. I'm like, I'll punch you in the throat.
I'm just telling you right now, if I figure out how to do this and I have the time, I'm going to GIF. It is not 1992. I am not Queen Latifah. Don't call me girlfriend. And I want to have a cool bubble text that does it too.
Well, it's like, I just have to go like, please, white people, catch up on your slang. We've been doing a lot lately. But he was gorgeous. And
You have an post punchline the way that I first saw Ellen in the early 90s.
What do you mean?
know what I'm talking about? Is that a conscious decision?
No.
When you have your punchline, you see, because you have a lot of jokes that are almost like downbeats. They're like throwaways. But if you continue, you're not giving the audience time to laugh. And I'm noticing it even interpersonally when you go, white people pick up this slang. We've done a lot since then. So you're almost giving breath for me to digest the joke.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't even think I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's just an observation, and it's also just shows you being aware as a performer.
Damn.
But it's just funny that it's part of your cadences now.
Super self-conscious. I never thought like
It's not two things. One, it's a cute thing. It's not a bad thing at all. And
it's
two,
cute. What else is cute?
there's a difference between being self-conscious and self-aware is just accepting that's what it is.
I can't say the word conscious. Conscious.
Why not?
I don't know.
That is
it's always
so cute.
It's always been a blind spot. Shut up.
You have two cute things about you. The fact that you on your downbeat jokes you say and you hold for laughter.
Yes.
And that you can't say conscious.
Conscience.
Conscious.
It's two different things.
Conscience
Yeah.
is what something is what Jiminy Cricket was.
Your conscience.
You feel bad if you do something. It's a moral compass to
I know what a conscience is.
Yeah.
I just can't say it.
conscience.
And then there's conscious.
I used to not be able to say Massachusetts. Is that a word you can't say?
Massachusetts?
Yeah, I used to say Massachusetts. I couldn't get it out.
Because you would say the CH in a different way.
I mean, maybe. It's hard.
Massachusetts. I've always said Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
That's actually really cute. All right. So you have three cute things about you.
Thank you.
There is the pausing for laughter. There's the fact that you can't say conscience. And that you can say Massachusetts. I also like that when I am talking with you while you're 3 hours ahead and it's already 1 a.m. here and I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry enough to where I could validate spending $25 on a sandwich.
Yes.
I am hungry enough that validates you spending $25 on a sandwich. So I just straight up said, listen, I'm hungry and I don't want to buy something. Do you think you'll get me a sandwich?
No, what happened was you had an IG story.
Okay, yeah, remind me, because I was stoned.
You had an IG story and you were talking about like, oh, all these girls want to buy me food.
Wait, what does that mean?
You had an IG
I was
story.
saying girls want to, or I was asking if a girl would.
You were saying that girls had offered, but they didn't do it.
Oh, because I don't know why I would have said that. No girls, even girls that say that she wants to bring me soup, just comes over and fucks me with a fake ass, which we never got into.
But how did her ass feel though?
I didn't notice it during the whole thing. Was just, what's happening? Why is this happening to me? Why are you doing this to me? In a good way, but why are you having sex with me? Who are you?
Because you're hot. Go ahead.
Then we had sex, and she said she had an orgasm. I will never know.
Let me tell you something. If you have sex with me, you'll know.
When I have sex with you,
Yes.
I will not know.
Let me tell you something. I make enough noise, you'll know.
Well, we made love, and I'm not being self-deprecating. I've had good fucks. I've had whatever fucks.
Yes.
There's no way I lasted more than 30 seconds with her. I'm in bed. I'm watching Karate Kid. All of a sudden, this girl that I don't know comes over, gets in my bed, and fucks me. What the hell's happening?
Yeah, that's confusing.
I just had an orgasm, and she said, "Oh, I came so hard." It's like, what do you? No,
She's lying.
which is a big. So that's what starts the turn off. I'm not even turned off that she's lying. I'm just turned off by like, I don't feel connected. I don't know what's happening. Is she lying? Do I not know? And it's small about the orgasm. It's mostly, I don't know this girl.
Yeah.
Point being, she's staying and she wants to fool around some more. And I can't. I just can't.
Well, you literally don't know her.
So she's walking around. We're on this couch.
Yeah.
She walks over naked. It's daytime. All right. I put Karate Kid in here. I'm naked, flaccid, soft, just sitting here naked.
Just
She
living your
comes
life.
over naked, and she wants to, fool around. And I saw her butt for the first time
In daylight.
lights here, and it was the back of it. The back of it had what a big butt has. The sides of it didn't. And I realized, ooh, this is built.
Oh,
And which, by the way, listen,
like Rome.
Yes, much like Rome. And much like Rome, towards the end, I had the aqueducts with the lead poisoning, and I was going down. Now, there's nothing wrong with a fake butt, all right? Listen, if we're
I'm here for
insecure
it. I'm
and
here
we
for
want to
it.
get things taken care of, I totally understand that. I had never experienced it before, at least I wasn't aware of it, and I just... here's the truth. It was... I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Because you knew it was fake?
I knew it was fake, but also I've seen some fake titties. I know they're fake. It's like, yeah, you got fake tits.
Yeah.
There's something about at least my first fake butt. Well, I should write a book, My First Fake Butt, and talk about, listen, don't worry about if you come too soon and you can't get hard. I mean, also, Jesus, nobody listen to this. Please. But yeah, I saw that took us, and I was just like, I don't know. But anyway, so
you were turned off because it was fake and not realistic?
Listen, I first got into girls through comic books. So
you had already an unrealistic...
No, I'm not saying... There's one way of looking at it is that it's unrealistic perfection. The other way of looking at it is it's all fake cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I was just turned off.
Was it because she was being too much also?
No, she was kind of cool.
Oh.
She was cool.
Yeah.
She had a cat.
Ooh, I like
Probably still does.
Probably.
Yeah. But neither one of those pussies was something I wanted to live with. I'll tell you that right now. But, so I did an Instagram story.
Ignorant. So you did the Instagram story about like girls offering to like buy you food, but them not, like, I guess like them offering or...
If I remember correctly, I remember the feeling, not the story, which was I put on my Insta story, hey, will any hot babes buy me some food? And then nobody did.
Yeah.
So then what happens? You said you'll get me food? Is that
And
what
then
it was?
I sent you a message and I was like, I'll get you food.
Oh, so you offered me. I didn't just hit you up out of nowhere asking you for food?
No, you didn't hit me up. I
Oh,
saw
okay.
the IG story.
Okay.
Because, like, I was in Philly doing shows, and I was at, like, a bar after the shows, and I was still, like, kind of sick. And I was, like, was sitting there, because there was, like, a bunch of people talking, and I was trying to on my phone. And I was like, Rick Glassman is a fool, yo. Fuck this. I'm going to buy this man some food. So that's when I hit you up. And I was like, I'll get you the food, and you're like, give me your number. And then you FaceTimed me.
I didn't want to... I don't like texting my address on Instagram. I just feel like it goes through some other medium where Instagram could see it. So I wanted to text you my address.
You texted me the address and you were like, give me your number.
Yeah.
And then you called me and you're like, listen, I don't want it to seem like I'm begging. And there was like this whole other thing where it was just this long, and I was like, I went outside to talk to you. And you're like, I don't know how I feel about this or if I should let you do this. And I'm like, Listen, I love buying men. I love feeding men. So if you want me to get you food, I will get you food. And you're like, all right, well, let me think about it.
And I sent you with all the modifications, and you
said,
took care of it.
Yeah, you said, let me think about it. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, sure. And you're like, here's my order. Dude, don't mess this up. Like, you sent me all the mods. You sent me to the mods so I could cut and paste them and put them directly into the order.
To make it easier on you and to leave less room for error.
Yes. And that's exactly what you said. And so... so silly. And I was with my friend Peggy, who's a comic. Peggy earlier, she's very funny.
May she rest in peace.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying when she goes to bed.
Sleep.
Why don't we save rest in peace for the deceased? Why can't people rest in peace for the night?
I mean, why can't,
Searching. Find it.
Nothing.
I can always tell when someone's trying to find it. You have enough confidence in yourself that you found it enough to where you'll start the sentence.
Listen, can't we all walk in nature? Like, I don't understand.
No.
Walk in nature like a good person, just living our best lives. See, that's why I needed a drink. So I sent the mods, and then we went over to this other bar that was like an after hours thing. And the whole time we're in the car, it was like, okay, the order's been picked up. So I'm sitting the whole time in the car. People are trying to talk to me. Like some baby comics is trying to ask me about the industry. And I'm like, yeah, dude, hold on. I got to make sure my friend gets his food. So I was so focused on you getting this food.
I'm sorry. That's nice.
No, because I didn't want to talk to that kid anyway.
Oh, there it is.
So, but also I'd have been really upset if you didn't get your food.
I got it. It was delicious.
And I was like, did you get your mods? Did you get the cake that you wanted? Like, did you get your tiramisu?
They didn't have the tiramisu. Oh, it was a tiramisu. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it wasn't a tiramisu. It was a cake that had a coffee flavored cake in the middle.
That's not.
Thank you. It was not tiramisu, and I would not get it again from there.
Well, we'll know now. So you get your chocolate cake instead, or something you were gonna get.
When I got that Italian, those garlic knots last night, I was about to get the tiramisu. They've upped their price. The slice of tiramisu, which by the way, when I say it's for one, it's for a kid one. $12.50. I'll get the pasta. I'll get the bread. I don't need tiramisu.
I'm not giving you $12 for a slice of cake.
No, I'll give you $12 for a cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
In America today. No, I'm gonna give you $12 for one slice of cake. I'll burn your whole restaurant down.
All right, so tell me. So we got to wrap this up because this is going long, and I don't know how long things are supposed to go.
Listen, I don't know.
I could talk to you forever, but I want to end this.
Okay.
But before I do,
but people have to know that you also did the same thing for me when you found out I was sick.
Yes, I did. I got you some juice.
You did. You the nice juices, and I picked two, but I'm not good at it because, like, okay, so I said I was sick, and then you hit me up, and you're like, "What do you need?" And I was.
Which is, by the way, you like to feed men.
Yeah.
I like to get sick friends juice. When somebody is sick, and I don't know how much of it is for them. I don't know how much of it was to make you feel better.
Yeah.
And how much of it was, this is my thing. I want to get you some juice. I've gotten some friends.
Well, I know, like, with the stuff that I picked, I wasn't, like, fully sure. And then you were like, I'm going to get you this other thing because I know that you're going to need
There's
it.
a couple of things when I'm sick that I get. So I know, listen, I'll get you what you want, but I want to make the thing that maybe, if it makes you feel better, it's like, I feel better. Well, I'm now conditioning you to believe, wow, Rick makes me feel good.
Oh, you always make me feel good.
Well, now I make you feel even better.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one sec. So now that you're kind of on, apparently.
I'm on the show.
I know.
We're just not on
now that you're on the show, what has
show.
changed for you? What has changed for you with your stand-up, with your wants, with this job? What hasn't changed yet?
Well, I can say what's changed is me being able to headline at clubs. Because before I got this show, I was not really able to headline.
You were just at the DC Improv. You flew in.
Yeah.
And your luggage is here. You came straight from the airport.
Because I love you that much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been able to, like, headline at clubs that I couldn't headline before.
That feels good, right?
It feels great. I'm starting to get, like, sold out shows. Like, both of my shows on Saturday were sold out, which is crazy, but we didn't have a bonus. So,
for those of you who are unfamiliar, most of the time, we got to talk to whoever's negotiating your deals.
sometimes, but I'm still so new, so I understand why they wouldn't give me a bonus.
Still get a bonus.
I mean,
if you're so new that you wouldn't sell out, then they don't have to meet the bonus. The whole point of selling out is, it doesn't matter if she's new. She sold out. You get a bonus, $500, $2,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You get a little extra money if you sell out.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand. Like, I'm new, so it's fine.
It's not. Talk to them.
okay, I'll talk to the girls. I'm meeting with my agents on Tuesday at a lunch meeting because I said I wanted a lunch meeting.
Of course. If you're going to meet, get a little food.
I mean, so again, the wink that just launched 1,000 hearts. So, or orgasms, however you feel about it.
Hearts. Slow play it. Figure it out.
I hear it. Keep it classy. Keep it Christian.
Right. Classy.
Class. But yeah, it's been mostly like it's been like I just did Bust Magazine and they did like a spread. I did a spread for them, so I took some
What
photos.
is Bust Magazine?
It's like a lady magazine.
Lady for ladies or of
Yeah.
ladies?
It's for women. I think it's like a feminist magazine. something like
BUS.
that. Yes, BUST.
Bust.
Yes, Bust Magazine.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Bust Magazine.
But it's great because I was like my first because I've done other like pictures before, but this is like my first like photo shoot.
Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I've seen some of the pictures. I posted like some of them on Instagram, and I'm waiting to get like the hard copies and send them to my office. But
Can we make your bust image the cover image for this episode?
please,
Okay.
please. But yes, my first like real like magazine spread, like print magazine spread.
Cool.
Because I've done like articles before for different magazines, but they were always like on the online version. So this is my first like print magazine thing. Being asked to come to different events, like because of the show, I went to the Emmys last year, and I took my mom with me.
Getting good gowns.
Oh,
Friends with your makeup woman now.
yes, and she was there. She came with the show because they took the whole show when we went to the Emmys. Like the grips went. We took everybody.
Very cool.
So our makeup artist came down, and then like now I'm going to the NAACP Image Awards because the show got nominated for 4 of those. So it's just been interesting, just asking to go to different events, like speaking engagements and stuff like that. So it's been like just a lot of.
Is there anybody from back home that either was always rooting for you and you get to show them that you've done it, or that was a naysayer, a teacher, or anything?
No, I had a professor in college who always told me I should be a stand-up comic, and I was like, pfft. And he actually came to the first time I did stand-up.
So male professor at an all-female school.
Yes. And he also ran the radio station. He had a radio show in college called Latin Heat, me and another girl.
I actually listened to it.
Thank you so much. Are you listening to, what was our fucking thing? WBCX.
WBCX, yeah.
In Gainesville, Georgia. So him, but I had a homeboy hit me up recently who I had not talked to in like 10 years. And I was trying to find his number and I couldn't find him. Me and him falling out, but I want to talk to him again. And he hit me up because he saw one of my desk pieces on World Star. And that's why he hit me up. He's like, man, they did the intro and I thought it was your big-headed ass on TV. So I texted you to say what's up. And I was like, fuck, I've been literally looking for this dude for years. Come to find out his number has been saved in my phone the entire time as do not answer.
Oh.
So that's why I didn't have his number. Because it was saved. Because when he texted me, I was like, do not answer. And when he was
What if he listens to this? Is that okay? Is there something you want to say to him?
He ain't. He didn't know I was on the Daily Show till he saw me on World Star. He is not.
Don't disrespect World Star. It's got a big outlet, big reach.
What I'm saying, it does have a big reach. But what I'm saying is that he is not.
You got to find people somewhere.
You got to find people somewhere. And the fact that I was even on World Star was very surprising. I was like, because I didn't know that anybody on World Star would even, fuck with any of the desk pieces we did on the show. So I thought that was
on
amazing.
World Star.
You had to be for what?
It's
Was it your rap?
It's gonna. It was during rapping. It's gonna sound ridiculous.
No, it won't.
I was on World Star because it was in the belly room. I was doing a rap. It was for the rap battle.
Yeah.
And I was wearing sweatpants, and I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't wearing underpants, and I have a huge dick.
I know.
And they saw the outline of my huge, and it was on World Star that a Jewish comedian with big dick spits fire like nobody's fucking business. It's crazy. His dick's huge, and he's amazing. And that was the headline.
And did your DMs blow up?
No, they didn't tag me. What? Yeah.
That's so disrespectful.
Yeah. But it is true that
But
I was on World Star.
Were there comments underneath it like, who is this dude?
Yeah, everyone was like, who is he?
And you didn't say like, hey, it's me?
Yeah, I was
Your
like,
boy Rick Glassman?
yeah, I was like, it's me.
And nobody hit you up? Listen, I mean,
The fact that I'm going along that I'm on World Star because my dick's too big.
Listen, I feel it in my heart that your dick's huge.
Thank you.
So.
Tell everybody.
Plus, most of the Jewish boys I've hooked up with have been really coming with the heat.
That's interesting. You're the 5th girl from Bust Magazine to tell me that Jewish guys bring the heat. Good for us. Jews are in now. You know, as boobs have come back, so have Jews.
I don't think y'all ever left, dog.
Jews were a fetish, and now we're a type. You know what? Here's what girls used to say. Girls that like Jews would say it like this. Non-Jewish girls that like Jewish guys would say it like this. I actually have a thing for Jewish guys. That's how they would say it. Now they say it like this.
I have a thing for Jewish guys.
Yep, they're proud about it. I don't know what it is.
I had a girl who was like trying to accuse me of it being a fetish. And
It
I
used to
was
be?
like, I don't think it was just always, I think it was because like when I was younger, I grew up like where I was, like where we lived, the part we lived in Atlanta when I was younger.
Did you go to bar mitzvahs?
I was never invited because like by the time I was that age, I don't think we didn't live in Atlanta anymore.
You missed a lot of limbos.
Listen, I'm just upset because what fucked me up is my little brother's best friend, Sergi Fogelson.
Shout out to Sergi.
That little motherfucker had a bar mitzvah and didn't invite me. And I'm like, I'm your best friend's sister.
Did your brother go?
Yeah, my brother went. They've been best friends since they were 10. They're still best friends.
Do you have his number?
Sergi Fogelson? No.
I would love to call him up right now.
Oh man, it would have been great. Got wedding. It doesn't matter. So, but I don't know. I've always wondered why. Maybe it's because I love comedy, TV. I don't know.
Yeah, but black guys and Jewish guys Jewish guys aren't funnier than black guys.
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I can't say anything as like the first guy I ever dated was from El Salvador. So I've always been really open to anybody. If they're black dudes, but they're white dudes, Asian, whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't care. If you like me, I fuck with you. Basically what it is. You
Name of your special.
You like me, I fuck with you. Because I've been any guy I've ever told that I like them has never liked me back. Maybe like in 2 situations, maybe. So I don't tell guys that, for the most part, I don't tell guys that I like them.
Do you like guys often?
I love men. And it's gotten way worse now.
Now because
I'm in my 30s and my body wants a baby. So now I'm just looking at men trying to see who's going to give me viable offspring.
I want a baby too, but I don't like anybody.
What?
It sucks. I remember what it's like to like people.
Well, that's good to know. Can I stop flirting with you now? Because it's just a waste of time.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think what it is you'll have to warm me up for a while. So,
all right, I'm here.
I don't know.
Listen, I've already seen that my in-laws are going to be cool, so I'm here for it.
Where could people...
And my house is going to be spotless.
I believe that. I also, I've seen you cook. I've also seen you cook with silly, ridiculous tools that I am curious about and into.
Oh, my sushi...
your sushi gun?
Yeah,
and
my
the
sushi
roller?
bazooka.
Yeah.
That thing is a fucking lifesaver, dog. Because honestly, when I would make
See
sushi
if you can get
by
us
hand-
sponsored. Look in the camera.
Hello, Sushi Bazooka. Listen, we are big fans of sushi, and thank you so much for the blessing that you have put upon us.
Explain what this is.
So the Sushi Bazooka basically is like, because if you've ever tried to make sushi rolls by hand, it's always too much rice or not enough filling. So the Sushi Bazooka sets it up to where it's the rice and the filling, and it makes it tight. So like you wind it up, you put the cap, like you put the filling in, and the instructions are very easy.
And it's like old Flintstone push pops. You just push it out.
It looks like a push pop.
Yeah, but it's big.
It's big. It looks like a push pop, and you put the rice in, and it's very easy to use. So
How much is it?
Oh, I think it was like $11. And then I got the other thing that it sometimes comes with it, where you can
guide the knife.
And you won't smush the roll. But
You switched from sharp to serrated on that one.
Yes, because you had to. But it was so much easier because the problem is when you make sushi yourself, when you put the rice on it yourself, it's inconsistent. Like the depths of it are different. So when you roll it up, it's not a consistent roll. But when you have that, you have like the filling is consistent.
Listen, they're not a sponsor yet, so just check it out.
Hey, listen, I tried. Put the rice in, put the filling in, push that bitch out. And it's so easy. You just roll it on the paper and you're done. I could eat sushi every day with that damn thing.
It was fun to watch.
Oh, I would love to make it for you.
But not as fun as it is to eat. Dulcé, you have been a treat. Where can people see you? Also, I don't know when I'm putting this out, so if it's a show that you're plugging, I more mean like a permanent thing, your Instagram, etc.
Yes. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is at Dulcé Sloan. And
DULCESOLAN.
SLOAN.
DULCESLOAN.
LOAN. Yeah, Sloan. And And then I have my dates on my website, so I have to put new dates up because I have some shows coming up. But I'm gonna be at South by, which is fun. And then maybe one day you'll catch me on vacation. Stay on my Instagram because I'm always Instagramming beautiful moments, like my mom making me this shirt.
Dream, believe, achieve.
She did because she redid it because I had another shirt she bought me that said this and it's just old, so she redid it.
Love it.
Because I bought all this t-shirt making shit because my mother's retired and does nothing. But yeah, I'm on the interwebs and I post stuff when I have shows. And other than that, you can just catch me on the internet. Just
You're really milking the plug here.
listen. You can catch me on the internet, just fawning over Rick Glassman is what you can really do.
Thank you so much for coming straight from the airport here.
I would do anything for you.
All right. Well, let's see what happens when the cameras are off. This was fun.
It was really great.
Thank you.
Thank
my
you.
My first one-on-one on this podcast. So
I love it.
I appreciate it.
You're good at the interviewing.
We'll see.
Scoot,
We'll see what the people think.
blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah. Skitty bitty boo doo doo.